But the other big earnings that came out on Friday was Titan, and Mangalam is joining in with the fine print. Mangalam, good morning. A disappointing quarter, if you can call it that.
Well, it's a miss. Let's put it that way for Titan this time around. The revenue 11,257 crores, largely in line with street expectations of close to around 11,300 crores. But that's because the company had prepared the street for that already in its fourth quarter update. So that leaves us with things that were a miss. EBITDA came in at 1,100 crores. Versus expectations of 1,250 crores. Margins just a little shy of 10% as against expectations of a little above 11%. And as a result of which the net profit also below 800 crores. The street was expecting a number of 850 crores itself. Why was there a miss? Because the jewellery business margins compressed by about 100 basis points. Whichever way you look at it, 10.8% on a reported basis. If you take off the bullion impact, still 12%, the lower end of the management guidance of about 12 to 13%. Watches as well saw a margin compression of over 200 basis points. And we have, the studded ratio of the company, which was unchanged at around 33%. The jewellery market share is close to around 7%. And there were more than 40% sales that happened through the gold exchange program. Now, here's where the concerns are. And this is regards to what the management said in the conference call. The first one is that they said that because, the gold prices have risen, they've tried to increase some value offerings as well. Gross margin expansion is likely to be modest in the first quarter. Competitive intensity is increasing, and they expect it to stay that way. And as a result of which, they haven't increased their margin guidance for this year. Jewellery margins will be between 12 to 13% itself. And even in the other segments, for the watch industry, there has been pricing pressure because a lot of the competitors are sitting on a lot of inventory, which they are liquidating by cutting prices. But they are focused on growth. They are planning to add 300 towns in Tanishq as against 286 where they are right now. Growth of lab-grown diamonds still is not as expected in India right now. It's limited. And the international business is doing well. So with all these things, we expect the stock to take a bit of a beating today, but growth is something that the street may eye going forward.
Thanks a lot, Mangalam, for joining in with the fine print, and we'll keep an eye out for Titan as well. In fact, we'll be joined by Titan CFO Ashok Sonthalia at 9:40 a.m. to discuss the earnings in detail. So do stay tuned to CNBC TV 18 for that conversation.